Good morning to all of you. Myself Jayant Mahato, HOD of this institution. Today I am going to discuss a topic of English pedagogy, and that is language. Do you know what is language? What is language? Now language is the main or mode or medium of communication. It is the system of sounds and writing that human beings use to express their thoughts and ideas and feelings. There are two types of language. There are first language and second language. First language, it is also called as mother tongue. It means what is first language? No, it means which language we communicate with each other by birth. We converse with each other with Hindi. So Hindi is our mother tongue. For mother tongue, for Hindi, we need not any extrinsic motivation. For to communicate with each other in first language, we need intrinsic motivation. There is another language that is second language. It is also called as target language or second language. And our second language is English. It is also our official language. We have to learn this language by extrinsic motivation. If we want to learn this language, we need extrinsic force. Okay, now I move to next slide, and this slide is related to how did English come to our native land. Do you know how did English come to our native land? Now, there are three reasons for coming English to our native land. First is role of Christian missionaries. You all know that in 14th century, the Christian missionaries or the head priest of the church or the pope, they realized the importance of Bible, the importance of Lord Jesus Christ's message, and they thought that this message should not be limited in their own place. This message should be spread to each and every people, to each and every door of this world. And for this perspective, they established, for this perspective, they arranged a meeting. And in this meeting, they decided to send Christian missionaries to each and every continent, to each and every country to spread the Lord Jesus Christ message. Okay, and finally they also reached our continent and our country. When they reached our country, they faced with a lot of problems. What problem? Now the barrier of language. The Indian people, they don't know English, and the Christian missionaries who came here to spread the message of Lord Jesus Christ, they also don't know the language of Indian people. And India is a multilingual country. There are so many languages. So it is the great problem to them. How can they spread their message of Lord Jesus Christ in country? Now they thought and finally they decided if they have to spread the message of Lord Jesus Christ in our country, they have to teach English to the people of Indian first. And in this perspective, they established so many English medium schools. At about 1400 English medium school was established that time. It was the first reason. Second is the role of East India Company. Second is the role of East India Company. In 17th century, the Renaissance was happened. The great revolution in the Western country, in the art, in the culture, in the industry, in each and every sphere, the great revolution occurred. and they need such a market to sell these products. So the people of Western country came out from their country to the different places of the world, and finally they reached to our continent and to our country. And when they came to our country, they observed, they saw that India is full of raw material. There are so many raw material. If they establish a company here, the cost will be saved. The Western people, the Western businessmen, they came here, colonial perspective. They understood that they have uh, they have to pay so many costs to in their to the to bring their materials to the India by the path of sea. So if they establish a company here, they so many costs will be set to them, and finally they established a company. But to run this company, they need worker, and they need such type of worker who can understand their instruction. And the Indian people don't know English. How they can understand? How they can understand the language of the British? So it was a great problem to them also. So finally, the British uh, uh, decided to teach English first to the country people. And if they have to run, if they have to run over a company smoothly in this country, they have to teach English first to the Indian people. And they established so many Indian there's so many English medium schools. It was the second reason for coming English to our country. And third is the role of eminent leaders of our country. You also know the eminent leaders. The eminent leaders like Harshchandra Navalkar, Raja Ram Rai, Jawaharlal Nehru, they came out from our country and they reached the different Western country to their educational perspective for higher education. And observe there, their culture is so high and rich from us. The Indian people that time is full of orthodoxy, full of superstitions. If the people of India if they wanted to come they wanted to come home the people of India from their place to the new place. They have to teach, they have to learn the culture of the Western country, culture of the Western country. So they gave importance uh, to the English. If we read the English newspaper, English novel, English books, we can understood the culture, the art, etc. of the Western culture, and we can develop ourselves. This is the third reason for coming English to our country. Okay. Next, what is the role of English in our country? What is the role of English in our country? What is the role of English in our country? Now, the uh, the role of English in a multilingual country in India is significant due to historical, social, and global. You know that India is a multilingual country. Multilingual means now there are so many languages in our country. So, what is the role of English in our country? The, the second, the next slide is related to the role of English. The first is English act as a link language. English act as a link language. The, because India is full of there are so many regional languages. India is full of multilingual country. If we want to communicate with another state, how we can communicate? How can we communicate? Suppose I am the persons of Jharkhand, and